All righty, we're back. Take a bit of a sabbatical here, but we've been working on some stuff too. And anyhow, just another video. How y'all doing? Good to see us. This video is titled Statement of the Benefactor. For the freedom from the financial and legal mumbo jumbo is with the correction of the incorrect designations. I receive a lot of emails from people asking if we have something that will help them out now. Something that's simple that does not require months of study, time being of the essence, given what's going on the planet the last couple of years. Although the content of this video is for all, it is with them in mind that we do this video. This video is a carry-on of the previous videos, understanding the birth certificate scam from the ground up, and undoing the bait and switch, the incorrect designations. The information shared here is to help with the undoing of the bait and switch, to provide the viewer a means to correct the incorrect designations, as explained in those, expressed in those videos. That being that you currently right now are deemed the trustee in Canada /USA Inc. /Australia Inc. /England Inc. whatever are the beneficiaries. Backwards. I've said there are many ways to use to reclaim your securities information to get control over your life, freedom, and property. This is one of those ways, or another one of those ways, with or without a registered lien interest. To help with that, I will provide a document, statement of the benefactor, at the end of this video. The key thing for you all here to accept and stand firm: you have the power, you are the power, you is a benefactor, you are master of your world, you are the victorious intelligence governing it. If not you, then someone else is. That's why we bring out the persons are fictional beings thing in the statement of the benefactor. We unmask the benefactor, the source of the credit. The benefactor also controls their debtor straw man because he thinks for it, speaks for it, and acts for it. Can it get any better? On the one hand, I'm the source of the credit, and on the other, I control their debtor person, straw man account. They set this system up, and so we are going to work with what they've done and do so on a wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove basis, the path of least resistance. And although the statement of the benefactor is now part of our Reclaim Your Securities Information Pack, and we recommend you obtain the Reclaim Your Securities Information Pack to help with the overall understanding, there is no cost to obtain the statement of the benefactor document. It is free for the taking on an as-is basis, meaning you get no support or assistance from us other than from our videos on YouTube, BitChute, and Brighteon. Reason being is if we just start offering all these documents here and you got any questions, you need any help, give us a dingle or send us an email. We get no less than 5,000 to 10,000 emails per week. Not happening. Not happening. In any case, there's another choice mentioned in that document. As you will see in that document, we have broken down the most important concepts discussed in our videos on YouTube, BitChute, and Brighteon, and incorporated them into that document. We made it short, simple, and hit the major points of contention, all of which have been covered in our videos. People must wake up to the fact you fund their debtor straw man account. We got ourselves on the hook as trustees of that account, which converted them, the real trustees, Canada Inc., USA Inc., so on and so forth, to the beneficiary. And I have a screenshot here. I'm going to put in a little, you'll see in the screen here, from Canada Revenue Agency that says it's actually the Unemployment Commission for Canada. It says, yes, the SIN, your social insurance number, is suitable to be used as an account number. Just so you see it. There you go. See? So what a benefactor is? A benefactor is one that gives financial aid. A person or organization that provides financial or other support to an individual or company. course, here we're talking finances because these legal entities or persons or fictional beings, graven images, have no life breathed into them. They're incapable to provide anything whatsoever. Clearly, it's us. Could be no one else underwriting what's going on out there but the people. Do the math. If you have seen our videos up to this one, you know or ought to know the estate is represented by the certification accepted in the custody of the Office of the Registrar General, or by whatever title that office is known, wherever the birth was registered. We're talking the registration of birth, this document here, which is mentioned and displayed in our very first video, Introduction to Trusts, Estates, and Securities. So that represents the estate. Not done yet. The certificate of live birth represents the security future pledge over your future labor, an IOU. The source of credit. That is why the promise to pay is the credit. It is a security future. Remember, they set the system up. Don't try to make sense of it. The thing is, if they can pledge our future labor for their benefit, we can do so for ourselves. So you see, this certificate of live birth represents our security future pledge of future labor. That's what the government counts on to pay its bills. Think about this. You know, Canada can borrow billions and billions of dollars in its name. It's got to go to a bank. Just work with me here. So Canada goes to the bank over here to borrow some money, and bank says, okay, so you want to borrow $1 billion. How are you going to pay us back? Well, we got taxpayers. We got people who signed on to pay taxes, so they're going to cover this. They're going to make and we have enforcement, so we'll collect from them and we can pay you. That's how it's going to happen. That's how it is happening. Without this, there would be no Canada. There would be Inc. There would be no United States Inc. Not the way it's set up right now. And furthermore, the estate, your labor, unbeknownst to you, has been pledged as surety to underwrite the currency of Canada Inc., United States Inc., Australia Inc., whatever the country is. In addition to that, as well as underwrite a portion of the public debt to pay the bills, the taxes, the claims assessed/levied against the person, talking on the SIN now, John Paul Smith, SSN number, SIN number, whatever that number is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, represents the estate, also represents the security future pledge of your future labor. That's why we call this the foundation security. Without this, Canada would have no foundation. None of these corporations would be nothing. And unbeknownst to us, pay attention to the words here because these words have meaning. When we say unbeknownst, they're presuming that we're doing so voluntarily, but we're saying here that unbeknownst to you. I didn't know that was taking place, so that could do that. It's true. So unbeknownst to you, your labor has been pledged as surety to underwrite the currency of Canada, as well as a portion of the public debt to pay the bills, the taxes, the claims levied/assessed against the person, John Paul Smith, SSN number, SIN number. Did they not say, have I not said, they charge the SIN, SSN strawman account to get access to the surety to tap into the estate? Well, here's some proof. Look at the screenshot here. See what it says there about the SIN can be used to access the estate even after death. Have a look at the screenshot. There, see? So they charge the straw man account to get to the estate to get us to underwrite all of that. Well, if they can do that, what this is about here, if they can do that, we can do that. We can charge that straw man account. We're the ones funding it, right? Furthermore, we control it because we think for it, speak for it, and act for it. Perfect situation. Creditor, debtor right here in one hand with the trustee in the middle. Once we get the incorrect designations fixed up. So as a side note, for sake of people who misinterpret things, tapping into the estate does not mean they draw down on actual credits, not unless you provided the actual credit. Absent that credit, yes, they draw on the estate account, but it puts the account into debt. And as of now, you are liable for that debt. Haven't stepped up yet, right? On the other hand, we have claim to that debt. And that's people can go for recoupment, but there's another option here. And I just got to touch on this because it's totally plausible, and it may very well be. It is plausible, as pointed out by Romley Stewart. The reason for the depopulation agenda could very well be to kill off the creditors so they do not have to pay us back. Well, that debt may also be forgiven. Only the creditor can forgive a debt. Yep. Anyhow, we see here that the people are the creditors. We are the source of the credit, the benefactors through our estates. In Canada/USA Inc., the Treasury, the Department of Finance, the debtor trustees. That's how it should be once it's incorrect designations are put back where it was in the beginning, right before we took on the responsibility of trusteeship. But what's happening, on one hand, the people are the creditors through our estates. And on the other hand, people bow to governments to apply for benefits, privileges, license to work, license to drive, sign up to be taxpayers, and claim constitutional and other rights from these debtor trustees. Yeah, from these debtor trustees. So the creditor's applying to the debtor trustee. Hello. It's crazy. In other words, on one hand, we are the creditors, and then on the other, by our actions, we are debtor taxpayer trustees. They got us to be trustees of our own estates for their benefit. How crazy is that? I get it. This is based on the ignorance of the people, not being aware that they are the source of credit. But when you think deeply on it, and I mean really think deeply on this, what were we thinking? Thinking the countries, Canada Inc., USA Inc., corporations, General Motors Inc., all persons, all legal entities, all fictional beings, things that exist in the mind, things that have no life breathed into them, are as worthless as the dead graven images. What the heck were we thinking that they can provide anything? What were we thinking? So on that basis alone, we should take responsibility for the cesspool we find ourselves in, because what were we thinking? And I'm going to apply to this fictional being for a benefit. Well, then the representative of the fictional being turns and says, well, we're going to have to take it from him to give it to you. That's how it's working. It's everything that these fictional beings are offering us, they're getting from us in the first place. Enough. Wakey, wakey. Shame on us. People talk that the purpose of government is to serve the people, and that may very well be. But if the people are acting like debtor trustees and beggars, what sort of service would you expect? Debtors are the lowest on the totem pole. Trustees have the obligation to perform. Beggars live on their hands and their knees. The principle behind the statement of the benefactor, to put the players in their proper position, to undo the bait and switch in a wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove manner, meaning there's no reason for them to reject or resist anything that's stated in that document. Trust God, not man, though, right? Psalms 118:8. Anyhow, if you click on the show more button below this video here and all the videos, whether it be YouTube, BitChute, or Brighteon, you'll find a link there to access and download the free as-is version of the statement of the benefactor. And on that note, I'm done. I came to say what I came to say, and I've said what I came to say, and good to see you again. Glad to be back. We've had some really cold weather here, and we got dumped on our week here with a lot of snow, probably more snow we've had in quite a while. I think a lot of people are getting snow this year. It's white purification, maybe, right? God knows the world needs some purification going on. Anyhow, I love you. God bless. Keep smiling. Light of God never fails. Until